Alright, welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Blows. This evening, we're going to be talking about Vanderbilt baseball in particular. First time I'm seeing this, first year it's legal. The video display armband, as the NCAA calls it. Vanderbilt pitching coach is pretty much got a cell phone texting in on an armband the pitch calls for the Vanderbilt pitching staff and players on the field. And this is, like I said, first year that's legal. And from what they're looking like, they seem to like it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's unique, and I think it probably will change the game of baseball a little bit. There's a lot of sign stealing.
Yeah, it definitely is gonna. It's gonna help in effect. It's gonna help in the sense where a catcher doesn't have to know like 18 sets of signs.
Yeah, they always had a card, but I think the big thing is it changes the other team's ability to steal signs. It takes away the Houston Astros aspect of things. If somebody's going to be freaking videotaping you from center field, obviously there's going to be some concerns like what if the Wi-Fi, screws up, or something goes wrong and you can't get something on the band. You got to go back to doing the old school signals and stuff.
I would say, what if you sweat too much and you ruin your armband?
Yeah, you sweat too much and you ruin your armband.
Or what if you're out there on the infield, you got to make a diving play? Is it durable enough to? I cracked my screen, coach. I can't see what's going on.
Yeah,
broke the iPad, coach.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of what ifs about it. But I think this is something that call me crazy, could literally change the game of baseball. Like, I really think that this is something that can stick. It's really simple. It's really easy. I think the unique thing, I don't remember if you just mentioned this in the intro, but all 9 players on the field have it. So it gives...
So they all know what's coming.
Exactly. They all know what's coming, so it gives you an opportunity to know, is it going to end up being off-speed or a fastball? Is somebody going to be late on it? Somebody be early on the ball?
Now,
is it trying to get a ground ball with a sinker or curveball, something like that.
So is it only for pitching, or is it also allow help with defensive alignments and things like that?
At the moment, it says it's only for pitching. So you start to look into the dugout of your coach to see if you're changing anything with the defensive alignment.
If this sticks, could you see that ability come out? Then probably, hey, not only are we going to use this to pitch. But now
we're going to use it for all of our defensive alignments.
Yeah, but now all of a sudden, I'm going to be able to, hey, let's guard the lines. Hey,
Yeah, no more go down, go deep.
Yeah, no more saying, hey, do this way, you go back, 2 steps in, none of that stuff.
Yeah, doubles.
But I don't know. I agree. It is cool. It's a cool concept, and I agree with you also that it can change the game of baseball. Personally, though, I think it takes it away from the concept of baseball. Like, the catcher and the pitcher are supposed to be a unit, and you're supposed to have that cohesiveness between you and the pitcher and your pitching guys. So you should be able to call it, and you should know what's going on between you and the pitcher. And I don't know.
I agree with that.
This is how I pitched and he caught. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
I know.
And he's like, it takes a little bit of responsibility away from me.
No,
but so like,
I don't think he's saying that it takes away responsibility. It's taking away a little bit from the game, and then like Adam was saying, it takes away from the cohesiveness that you have as a pitcher.
So you no longer it doesn't
because for instance we're all Braves fans. We all know who caught Maddox.
Yeah.
Who caught Greg Maddox every single time he pitched?
It was Perez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was about to say.
You have that camaraderie, you have that cohesiveness with that person. You know what they're going to do. The catcher already knows what the pitcher likes to do in certain situations. Yeah. So he knows how to call his game. But
so I think that takes it away from now. It doesn't matter who's behind the plate. Your sole job now is to keep the ball in front of you.
Right.
Yeah. Not only should your catcher be, I would think, almost a defensive leader. So he should be the ones, hey, depending
call
on
the defense in the field.
Depending on the situation, the catcher should be able to call what kind of defensive shifts he thinks should.
And typically that's
happen.
what you see.
You should.
Yeah.
You should, I would think. And then now it's all right. Now it's on me. How do I want to call this game? Depending on the situation, the batter. What is the batter like? And so now you're kind of taking all that away. You're taking all that away, and you're just saying, "Hey, coach, I know."
Yeah, just call him whatever you need to do.
Well, not only that, I know they pay you big money to be a pitching coach, but now you took away part of my responsibilities as a player. So now, what's the point of learning them if all of a sudden, hey, no, I'm just going to look at the iPad on my arm and have coach call it for me.
It almost creates an even playing field, I'd say, because I think you've seen in college baseball a lot too, more so in the MLB with like Yachty. But in college baseball, you've also seen it when a lot of these veteran catchers have the ability to call games. They know batter tendency. They've kind of gone through things. Experience kind of plays into the factor of them.
Right.
And this could be brought home to us in the 2010 and 2011, College World Series for South Carolina, the national championships that we won. We had senior catchers, right? Well, of course, Brady Thomas transferred from Florida State, but Kyle Ender was the catcher that first year, senior, a guy that's been there for 5 years, and so you've seen that part of the
heavy experience. They've been around the block a time or two.
Exactly,
and they've seen how things play out in big stages and big moments.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen Brian McCann, for the Astros, or you've seen Yachty for the Cardinals. I mean, you've seen these veteran catchers that have,
just such extensive game knowledge.
Exactly, and they've seen guys multiple times, so it helps them in the MLB. But I think if this does transition to the MLB, that could be a factor too, where it kind of evens.
It definitely helps in that sense where you can kind of nip the Astros in the bud where you can't have those things happen again.
Yeah.
So I definitely do get that.
But I understand the Astros thing was wrong in general. But if I'm a batter or if I'm a base runner on second base and I pick something up from second base that you're calling into the catcher or the catcher's calling back, and I go back to my dugout and I'm like, hey, I think every time he touches every time he touches his left shoulder, it ends up being a cobra. If I'm happy to pick that up, I shouldn't be. It's not like I'm trying to steal.
It's part of the game.
Yeah, it's just something I
part
didn't
of the
notice.
game. No, I agree with that. Now,
but yeah, the whole Astros thing is a whole different story.
Right. But I do agree with you in the sense that this is like game breaking. It's really cool. It's something that I can definitely see happening. Something I would have rather seen them do before something like this is a strike zone. And getting balls and strikes called more efficiently than what we see now, because we all know, we've watched so many baseball games where we see pitches like, how the hell did you not call that?
Yeah.
So I think that would have been something that I would have put money into prior to this, because this is something that it's great, it's revolutionary, it's really cool to see. But I think there's other pieces of the game that need to be fixed before this gets going.
But I think the whole umpiring thing, at least at home plate, that is the human factor to the
game.
It's
a judgment call.
Yeah,
no, it really is. But some of them are really obvious.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's way up here.
Yeah, some of them are really bad.
Yeah.
And you might miss 4 or 5 inches inside, outside, high, low, whatever. You call it a strike, and then next thing the pitcher paints the corner. You're like, no, that was a ball.
Yeah, that was outside.
Like, excuse me.
Yeah,
I think you're going to see a lot of in the game of baseball from a fan base standpoint.
They're trying to make it more watcher friendly.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm imagining this company came to Vandy and said, hey, we have this technology. I think you'd be interested in this.
Well, why not go to one of the best teams in college baseball?
Exactly. Well, what I was also going to say was, and I don't know, I think we agree with this. Gary Sanchez is not a great defensive catcher. Right?
Absolutely.
No.
But
he can't hit either, but that's beside the point.
He can hit bombs.
But so my point is now, Gary Sanchez, if this happens to make it to the MLB, no longer needs to worry about anything other than his game.
All he's got to do is just
figure out how to block the ball. Yes.
He just got to sit there.
So he should. They will be his sole focus now can be blocking drills. He doesn't have to have one-on-ones with the pitcher.
With every single pitcher.
Yeah.
The people that are going to hate this is going to be Yachty.
Yachty's
going to hate this.
Yeah, your veteran catchers, guys who have either pitched with or played with the same pitcher now 5-7 years.
15 years? Yeah. Like Yachty and Wainwright, they've been together for 14 years now.
But those guys are probably going to be retired before this ever makes it to the MLB.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, you're going to have situations like that where you've got
veteran catchers.
That's what you're saying. Yeah, your 5 to 10 year catchers that have been in the league, that have been around the block, know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They picked up on these teams that they play 20 times a year.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us know in the comments what you think of this new electronic wristband / what do they call it?
It's like electronic display.
Electronic display.
It's an iPad. It's an iPad on your wrist,
basically. Yeah. So, And then, like I said, let us know in the comments what you think of it. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we appreciate the support.